Oh no, something happened. Is it on? Oh God, sorry. That's my fault. Welcome to Fun Frolicking Friday. Technical. Sorry.
Welcome to Sacred, Sexy, Silly Fun Frolicking Friday. And what better way to start the show with a little blooper, right?
Yeah.
Totally in alignment. So, good morning, everyone. Please do join us. Share this with others. We are going to be exploring the art of play, the art of sacred sexual play, the art of dropping into our innocence and our inner child, and the power, the healing potency, and the pleasure that can be found in play, and weaving all these beautiful things together, and the ways that you can do so. So stay tuned. Please invite your friends, share this out. We are talking about this because we are also going to be leading an experience on Clubhouse on Sunday. So now every Friday, you'll have us here at 1 p.m. EST. And then on Sundays on Clubhouse, right now it's at 1 p.m. EST, we are doing Sacred Sexy Sunday. And it is a sacred, sexy, silly Sunday. Play dating and talking about that this Sunday. So if you have any questions, if anything comes up for you, please do chime in right here. If you're watching this live or you're watching this later, you can still chime in or reach out to us directly, especially if you really want your question answered or you want information. Join my mailing list on my website. I am Candace of the Temple of Frolic. And yeah, you know, this here topic is the very essence that is behind my business and me choosing the business name Temple of Frolic and all the events and experiences I've led over the last 10 years. So I'm so excited and delighted, as you could probably tell. With that, I'm going to pass it to my fabulous co-host, Karezza. Yeah, so what's on your mind for today, love?
Hello, everyone. I'm Karezza from the Intimate Playground. I help people, singles and couples, help them expand their sexual, intimate lives through eco-sexual play, through nature, and just games and fun, and how we can become more orgasmic and throughout all our lives, starting now. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to be here and to talk about play and to explore it even deeper and to play and how that affects our lives and how it can open us up to multiple possibilities. Yeah.
Yeah. Yay. I feel like I'm almost too excited for this show right now. I'm like, Candace, focus, stay professional, pay attention.
It's okay.
Come on, you're working. Okay. So, in all seriousness, play should be an integral, serious part of your life, of your everyday life, as well as your sex life with yourself and with those you choose to explore with. It could help lighten the load a little bit, if you know what I mean. It takes away some of that seriousness and some of the heaviness. And I think also so many of us have so many hang-ups around sexuality, so much fear, so much shame, and in one form or another, a lot of our hang-ups lead to a sense of there being a lack of innocence around our sexuality or sexuality as a whole. When you bring play into that, when you bring dressing up, when you bring games, when you bring laughter, when you bring all that in, it opens up a whole nother experience. It opens up pathways to places that maybe you didn't have access to at one point. You know, that's why I created this, because I wanted to help the world find access to what I found access to, which initially I called, you know, Tantra. But not everybody speaks the same language I do.
Yeah.
Everybody has the same needs I have. And so frolicking and play is one of the main elements I've used to try to help people in finding more joy and more ecstasy, more pleasure in their everyday lives, in and out of the bedroom. And Karezza had shared something. Well, I have some stories I want to tell you about some experiences. But no, for before we go into that, I love you to share, you know, about your experience as a child with play and how powerful that was for you.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, I'm sure, well, most people around the world have some kind of play, go to the playground, go on the swings, or just dress up and play dolls and whatever floats their boat. Doesn't matter what gender you are. But, you know, we grow up. I mean, I've grown up like being able to explore everything through dance, through sports, through really being in touch with the outside, being able to have great experiences, you know, being up in the mountains and skiing and sledding, and really being and holding that and exploring, being able to truly explore that essence, that innocence of that bliss of just being in the moment and being in that explorative energy, you know, that has actually transformed me, and I haven't stopped being that way till now. I mean, I won't stop. I love to play games. I love to just be in this playful energy that you can just let yourself go, and you can act silly and not care what anybody else thinks. You can drop everything and just enjoy that moment and just feel tickled by it and energized by it. And it's just it's run myself through the past, you know, 37 years of being on this earth. You know, if it wasn't, you know, it's such an integral part of my being and my life that if I didn't have it, it's the same as with being, you know, working in sexuality and conscious sexuality. If I didn't have that within me, I don't think I'd be here, because this is what drives me. This is what I'm passionate about. This is what keeps me alive in every aspect of life, and not just, you know, that can be transported into all aspects of life, being playful. So yeah.
Yeah, you know, and you know, it made me think of like all the different areas that our world does, or society struggle with accepting certain things as serious or as a real profession, like sexuality. And then when you think of like that, there is trained play therapists out there.
Yep.
Like, you know, and like we go to coaches, we go to school for this, that, or the other thing, or we go to a, you know, a basketball coach to learn basketball. Like, what if you're really lost in the art of play? What do? You know?
Yeah.
What if you grew up really fast? Like I was forced to grow up really fast, but I also had a very vivid imagination. I spent a lot of time alone. I was an only child, and I learned to, you know, make the best out of the little things, you know? But many of us, often throughout different times in our life, will really need reminders to play. Things can get really serious. Things can get really heavy. Trauma happens. Life happens. Shit comes up. And then in relationship to, you know, sexuality, I think one of the most limiting beliefs around sexuality is thinking of sexuality as only having to do with our genitals, or only having to do with our physical body. and us engaging with someone else. When really the way we can find so much healing is with ourselves, and going beyond those places, going beyond those limits, and exploring play, exploring innocence. And really, play is such a key tool in helping people harness and or get a visceral experience of orgasmic living, of going beyond the physical into our sexuality, and being able to be turned on by some of the more limiting things that we think about. There's some flashes of things that went through my head, and I'm like, nope, can't say that. Nope, we're not going to say that.
It's okay.
Yeah, just, really sad limiting beliefs around our sexuality that keep us from being able to experience it. And, being on Clubhouse now and talking to and listening to so many people from all over the world, I'm getting reminded of how many people out there, some never even have experienced physical orgasm. Some were told by their family or their religion that that's not okay. And yeah, I'm just feeling so inspired and called to do this. I just got so lost and emotional. So I'd love to know how this is all landing on everyone else out there, and if anybody's saying anything. And
Yep.
While you guys are thinking about what you want to say, if you have any questions or comments, I just want to share a little experience with you. One of the games that I like to play with people that can be, you can tune it towards whatever you need. If you're trying to make it sexy, if you're trying to make it romantic, if you're trying to make it loving, you can turn it away. And so I like to tell people to tell me a story. You make it up and you give them, 3 to 5 things, depending on how complex, that have to be in the story. And so obviously, if you want it to be more sexual, you put more sexual things. Me, I love being silly and I love sexy. So there'll always be those things in mind when I ask that. So, and, it was posed like, I thought of what are the things I enjoy most that light me up. So I told this person, so I've been creating rooms on Clubhouse just randomly with different topics, different ideas. And so yesterday I opened a room again about telling me a story. And I've gotten told some beautiful stories. I've had some songs sung to me, saying to me. I don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yesterday, someone came in the room and offered to tell me a story. I said, okay, I'm going to give you 3 things in the story. And the 3 things were Care Bears, deep, passionate lovemaking, and chocolate. I would not be able to reiterate the entire story she told, but basically there was a Care Bear that didn't understand the emblem. Every Care Bear has an emblem. So this Care Bear didn't understand, like, what is this emblem? What is my emblem? Who am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to be doing? And then this other Care Bear came along that had like this interwoven emblem thing. I can't remember what the emblem was on the other one, but and this interwoven emblem bear just started massaging this other bear, and eventually they got into passionate love making, and all of a sudden the bear that didn't understand its emblem lit up, and it was nourishment. And so this other bear came and nourished this bear and taught it how to, what it was and what it needed. And that bear, and so then they ended up eating chocolate and rolling around in chocolate. And so there was like the cute moral of the story of like how sexuality lights us up and helps us bring us to ourselves. But when I knew that chocolate was coming up next and they were making love, my head said, oh my God, did Care Bears ejaculate chocolate? Like, that is going to be so cool. Is it going to rain chocolate? What are we going to do with chocolate? I just started getting really excited. And so, yeah, it was so sweet and so funny and so silly and sexy and enlightening, you know? So I was just really appreciative of this woman told me that story. And I hope it also gives you an example something you can do with ease at any time with anyone, and get creative and have fun. So I think I heard you say we do have some chitter chatter.
Yes, Lucy, she said, great to see you. It's good to see you're doing well, Lucy Bauer. And we have Imperfect Mike, who is chiming in and actually asked about the clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually has a date next Friday for some fun play. So that's great.
Cool. Yeah. And hi, Lucy. Thank you. I am feeling really good. And Imperfect Mike, awesome. Clubhouse, I mean, it's an app if you're not familiar. It's awesome. It's all just talking. You don't have to worry about being seen. That's the really cool thing. Like when someone was singing to me the other day and telling me a story, I was able to enjoy myself and they didn't even know it. I was having a good old time with myself by myself, and they had no idea. So, Clubhouse is really, really cool. There's a lot of different conversations, but basically, get on Clubhouse. We are hosting events in the Tantric Awakening Clubhouse. So you want to join and follow the Tantric Awakening Clubhouse. Find myself and Karezza. If you want the direct links, if you're struggling, just reach out to us. We can get it to you. But you should be able to find us on there. We use the same names as on here everywhere. Findable by the same names. And yeah, so on Sunday at 1 p.m., please do be there at 1. Will guide us through an experience at about 1:11. It's a very sacred open time. Sunday is also a very powerful day with so many people in so many different places gathering to celebrate sacredness and divinity and reverence and unity and whatever that is for them. So we're going to be doing that with play and sexiness and dating. And so, yeah, there'll be a little dropping in together and a meditation kind of experience for us to get a visceral experience of where we're going at 1:11. Then we'll break open for some chit chat and play and question answering. That's what I was trying to say. Then we'll have another play date about halfway through. We're planning to be there for about an hour, so you want to make sure you're there. And then we'll have another opening where we can interact and ask questions, and then a closing and yada, yada, yada. If you go on my Facebook page or to my Eventbrite or join my mailing list, we do have an Eventbrite page and a Facebook event page for this event, so you can see all this info there. Yeah. And so we'll be guiding you through some experiences there. A few things that I brought to show you today. We'll potentially be exploring Karezza and I, our sensation and being sensual is just, that's another way you can play with yourself and getting away from just genitally focused sexuality, using different sensations. My first sensation I want to talk about today is my bee stinger. So this is actually vintage salad tongs. They look really scary. I used to be able to see, okay? I have used these on many a body and many a body parts. They're metal salad tongues. And when someone can't see too what's coming and they just hear or they
Yeah.
feel the sensation of cold metal up against your body will
Ooh.
scare the crap out of you. It will just shock you, shock you, shock you. That gets you out of your head. That's why some people
Yeah.
need, like me, BDSM and kink. I'm a really heady person. Sometimes I need a stronger sensation to like get me out of this head. And then softer sensations.
Ooh.
And when you do a stronger sensation, even like a little easy, gentle smack, that part, now all the nerve endings have been woken up. Now this part of my body is even more sensitive.
Yeah.
So these feathers, like, are touching me on a whole nother level, on that part of my body from waking it up. And we use feathers and light touch. I go to a daily light touch prayer pod blessing group with Jane Mayer. You've seen some of our past videos on that. You can learn more about that if you just look up light touch. We use feathers while, or our hands or our animals, or I got a puppet I like to use, play. He's really fun. And, while you do it with yourself or with someone else, you give words of praise or affirmation, set intentions, call in, affirm, share gratitude and blessings. So yeah, these are fun ways that you can be playful and sexy, as well as bring in the reverence and the sacredness. Yeah, Karezza, let us fill us in about your stuff.
So first off, I'll talk about my ecosexual love Play-Doh. I create my own sensual love Play-Doh that's 100% organic and eco-friendly, used with only the highest quality oils, essential oils. I actually have a little, it's called Love Potion. It has patchouli, orange, ylang ylang. And it really, when you think of it like the GAC stuff that you got from Nickelodeon and they sell it, it's all in different colors and you can stretch it and mold it. And it's really full of a lot of toxins as well. A lot of people don't think about that. And when you're
So
dealing
don't
with
put
kids,
that on your body.
no, but I create it with only 3 ingredients and it's all natural. And when you think about it, it helps the earth as well. So it's more, if you're ecosexual, it's probably a turn on as well. Because you're helping earth and you're connecting, being responsible and loving the earth and being conscious of that. Now, what you do is that you can use it on yourself as a single. You do not have to be in a relationship, and just let it, it's just another sensation. Putting it around your body, exploring those little nuances that you've never maybe touched, to wake up maybe the back of the knee or the eyebrow or the eyelashes, or really sensitive bits that people never have been touched in. Even the upper lip is connected as well. That's a very erogenous zone as well. A lot of people don't know that, but it's always important to remember that we're still alive, that we're still innocent, and we can still explore. We grow up and we think that we have to be this person, that if we have a set thing, and that otherwise that we're not an adult, and we completely lose out of touch with that innocence, that playness. And then when you get into a sexual or intimate situation, it turns into something that there's expectation involved, and it has to go, it has to look, it has to be, it has to feel this way or that. Otherwise, it's not enough. Like, it's not good. It's negative. But when we allow ourselves to just slow down and have fun and explore and touch our body or touch another with goop, or like Candace has her tongs, that you can really hone in to the body. And then maybe by honing into the body, things become more relaxed. When things become more relaxed, things start coming up to the surface, maybe, and maybe, which means that you can let go of things that you've been holding on to that you don't even know, things that maybe aren't even part of you, that are part of your familial history, your ancestors. So it's so important to realize, you know, the importance of playing and to explore and never lose that. Because through that, we can evolve, we can change the world, we can change ourselves, we can prevent things going to other generations, you know, and that's heavy stuff. I mean, but it does, you know, the lightness of play can wake us up.
And so with your GAC, right, is that edible if you don't put essential oils in it?
I don't know if you can eat it. You may be able to put it in your mouth and feel it in your mouth. I don't know if I'd recommend eating it, but there's nothing.
Yeah, so I was wondering.
There's nothing bad in it.
You know, I like trying to make things that, you know, we can lick off each other's stuff too, and like kind of, you know. But
definitely.
a lot of that stuff is not so healthy. So like, other than honey, you know.
And I also I do make a flaxseed lube you can eat.
There you go.
There you go.
I need to make something that is definitely, so like I make my own lotions and potions too.
Yeah.
And for this new moon, I made it started the last full moon. And then I made like my new moon mud. And this has it has sand from Arizona, has dirt from my yard, has mint from a dear client and friend's garden. And then it has rosewater, jojoba oil, coconut oil. What else do I have in here? Shea butter and some essential oils too. And yeah, I love rubbing this on me. This makes me feel like a dirty hippie. Like this is my eco-sexual playground. You know? I don't have a lot of nature around me. I don't get out as much, but man, I put this on or sniff this. Like I open this jar, and it's like yeah.
Oh yeah.
I rub it all over my body. I rub it in my hair, and I like the grittiness, you know. Yeah, I have dirt all over my place because I rub it all over my body.
You know, and it's interesting with the oils. You know, it's very interesting. I've been playing with it. There are certain oils that turn men on and certain oils that turn women on as well. So I thought that was very, very interesting. You know, this masculine, feminine, earth, you know, tones and smells and what wakes you up, you know, and things like that. It's interesting to play with.
Yeah, there is definitely.
Yeah.
And then there's pheromones. Like I just saw something came up on my radar the other day about pheromones and pheromone sprays, and I know I have my certain things that excite me. Yeah, people are like this new pheromone perfume out there. And yeah, it's like women are like the advertisement was like, everywhere I go, everybody's drawn to me. I can't see it. Sorry, I don't know if they were doing that.
That's great.
It's like, yeah, I feel that way too, but I'm not wearing pheromones. And I feel like that's what we're talking about. Is like, you know, we play with ourselves when we take time to nourish ourselves and do this. We are more attractive when we embody and we take the time to be with ourselves and to do the things we want to with ourselves and be that. We will attract that. Like it's really about our energy. And there was something else I was going to say about scent. I can't remember there, but some scents I like, and some scents I don't. And I don't like I don't like going to lick or kiss someone and not tasting skin and like tasting something I don't want on my tongue, like chemicals, you know?
Oh yeah. Oh.
That I don't like. Sorry. Music?
No, with scent, I think, you know, being blindfolded, you know, in a game, you know, when you smell, I think it can actually take you into a place. Maybe if it smells like flowers, that you can actually visualize like being in a meadow, or certain smells that trigger certain things as well. Like in your childhood or with an ex-partner, or I don't know. But it's very interesting when you are covered, how strong, like, it's not just about the smell, but it like completely goes into the brain and activates the brain as well, and puts you into a completely different sense, a different world.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Nag Champa. And
Ooh, yeah.
don't always wear it, but I have this Nag Champa lotion that was gifted to me by a client, and it's really good. It's made with hemp seed oil and stuff. And
Ooh.
every time I wear that when I go out, it's like I get so many compliments on.
Really?
Yeah, that one I've definitely noticed people really, really like. I'm like, I just thought I smell like a smoke shop, you know? I'm like, I must make it
Yeah, of course.
smell good. So yeah, guys, please do stay tuned. Doing all of this on Clubhouse now and bringing these events alive on Sundays has really inspired me to want to bring some of my paid events alive again, but virtually, and you know, hopefully eventually in person again. So if you haven't joined my mailing list on my website, Tantric Paths or templeoffrolic.com, each will get you the same place. Definitely do that so you can stay in the loop of what's to come and link up with both of us on our social media, join the Tantric Awakening Clubhouse. And if you're not watching this from Love Coach Academy's page, please do. You know, you want to check out Love Coach Academy. I'm really grateful. Love Coach Academy has been hosting this show for over a year. Like, we started this at the beginning of COVID. Scott Katanis of Love Coach Academy used to be on the show with me. And we've just had so many, there's so many shows that have taken life. Saturday Night Alive, which has had like really amazing, well-known people on there in the world of consciousness. And it's put together by the Global Peace Tribe. So you want to check out Love Coach Academy, head on over to Love Coach Academy's Facebook page and YouTube. And you could just look up the Global Peace Tribe as well to check that out. And yeah. And if you really get, or you already gotten, you feel like you've grown and learned and have received from Karezza and myself, and you'd like to give back, we would love to receive. So you can make donations using Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal using my phone number or email. That's 603-247-5288 or temple.o.bliss@gmail.com, or just reach out to me. I can get you the info. It's on my Facebook. And yeah. Oh, I don't know what time it is. I've just been.
It's halftime. It's 1:30.
Wow, I feel like I'm so hyped up. I'm like, this play thing has got me like, I'm on a whole nother level. Like, my boy. Yep. Anyone else chiming in out there? Any other questions about play? Have you explored play? Are there certain components about play or tantra or sexuality, kink, things you have questions about? What are your curiosities? What are your hang-ups? definitely let us know.
Yeah.
Or if it's something you'd like us to talk about or make a video about sometime, but you don't want to put it out there publicly, reach out to us privately. We really want to know what you want to hear and talk about. So it's really important.
Definitely. And on the topic of play, as well, you know, when we, for instance, dress up or just act, you know, maybe you want to dress up for Halloween or just dress up for any day and just be surprised, that it actually allows us to learn more about our sides, our different parts of ourselves as well, you know, because we're just not one, you know, one part. We have multiple parts of ourselves, multiple, you know, the elements and archetypes that lie within all of us on the collective level as well. So, you know, when we get into a little fiery like lion, or, you know, and we're really shy, I don't know, maybe you're shy in other parts of your life, but then you become this lion and it's like you completely, you know, and you're in this playful atmosphere where you're with yourself or a partner that can let you be free. Then you can allow yourself to really open that part of you where maybe it's been hiding, and really stretch yourself.
Or even adding just like one fun thing to your wardrobe. Try it once a week. If you can't do it every day, you know, you grab a fun scarf, grab a boa, grab a fun hat, a fun funky tie, a fun vest. One of my clients, he's a politician, and I'm just like always amazed. Like he's always dressed to the nines, but always has some sort of fun, funky vest, fun, funky shirt. You know what I mean? Like, how do you do that? You know? The suspenders are real fun, I think, and sexy.
Yeah. Yep. That sounds cool. That sounds
cool.
I
have suspender shorts that I love. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Anyone else?
Mike, Imperfect Mike says fun socks.
Fun socks. Yes. Mike. Wear fun socks on your date. Or a fun tie. Or I don't know what kind of date it is. Casual, how are you dressing, you know, but add something fun to your wardrobe for your date, and please do share. I'd love to hear how your date goes and what you wear, or what are you thinking about wearing? Yeah.
And I actually have a little game or a little thing I recently came up with that I feel that it's a great and kind of initiation into play. But what you would do is that I would say you would probably start to honor, you would sit or whatever you want. You would just like honor each other for being in the space that you're going to be in. You don't have to be in, you don't have to do namaste. You can do whatever feels right for you. Whatever that looks like. But what you would do, you would have little pieces of paper and say, taking off. It's a taking off of. So maybe you come back from work and you feel playful and you want to do something different that you've never done, but you're not so sure. This is a basic thing. And you just cut pieces of paper and say, take off this, you know, your socks, your shoes, your pants, shirt, whatever, and keep going under. And then you have a bowl, throw everything in, and then you stand across from each other, and then you start. So you can kind of decide who wants to go, or do a little, I don't know, teaser or whatnot. And then the first one goes, and then you start. So the first person picks, and then the opposite person has to take off a piece of clothing. And then you can do it however you want. So if it's, a shirt, I wouldn't suggest just to rip it off. I would say to be fun, put some music on, enjoy it. Maybe light a candle or have fun, add some vibrancy to it. It doesn't, but it doesn't have to be, or it can be, but just to kind of have that playful spirit and add a touch of something, and then, I don't know, play with it, play with music, do a little strip tease. Maybe you feel a little bit weird, but, do it, go through it. And if you feel a little bit, then stop, and express yourself. It's a beautiful little playful experience to kind of gauge where you are as well, because a lot of people are shy and have never really revealed themselves like that. So it's just a little basic, easy thing to do.
Yeah. It's something I when I work with couples, I often teach them, and I'll do with them and show them, because it's so easy to just want to do things fast, when you're uncomfortable. But how much more you get when you slowly do it. And they're doing it off of each other. They're removing, slowly, that is so fun. There are so many ways that you can bring in fun and laughter into the bedroom. I had a partner once a lot. That was not a very experienced, second person they'd been with, and very vanilla. And I didn't want to be the teacher with my partner. I mean, that's just this was my partner. And so I looked into games, and some games. One that I found really, really fun the most was XXX Monopoly. So instead of board looking lane, and so whoever owns it, if you land on it, you have to lick their nipples for certain, depending. And jail is the BDSM chambers. You could pay to get out, or you take spankings. It's so fun.
That's great.
So every piece of property is basically an act of being physical. And there are other ones that are more intimacy and romantic centric. And then this was the more risque. I was trying to get him into kink a little bit. Yeah. I just found I'm so scared I'm gonna lose this. A piece of my vampire glove.
Oh no.
Yeah, and so I'm afraid of it or and so no, it's okay. I just don't want to put it down. That's what I'm playing with right now. Yeah.
I think your internet is a bit shaky as well.
It doesn't surprise me.
Going in and out at the moment.
It was like that the last couple of days. Phooey.
It's better though. It's better. Okay. So Mike said he's not sure if it's what casual date or what you were saying. He said they met at a munch.
Oh, okay. So if you guys don't know what that is, that's basically code on FetLife. If you're not on FetLife, which it's the most sex positive, alternative, kinky social media, have you can look much near you. Really, a gang of sex positive people not doing kinky things though. It's just you're meeting at a restaurant or something. It's a munch, So they're usually munches all over. So that's cool. So basically, you know, when I hear that, you know, for me, clarity is so important. Doesn't matter how you're meeting. Like, I don't meet people without being crystal clear on the intentionality and the desires of the people. I need to talk on the phone with the person. That's both personally or professionally, period. But imagining there's, you know, some awareness of playing maybe, or openness, or I'm definitely curious what kind of communications have been had or haven't been had yet, and how it all goes. I actually have a dear long-term friend that I am guiding through this process of exploring themselves in ways they haven't explored themselves before. Which includes, you know, their sexuality in a big way, and finding safe places to meet other people, or finding safe practitioners like myself and Karezza to meet and explore with, people to take you on journeys into your body.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's, you know, FetLife is a good place to meet peeps, you know, individuals. If you're looking for professionals, you know, there are other sites that find professionals like myself. And yeah, I love when somebody wants to play, like real play, not like what that means to some people. When I hear that, that means they want to do something with my genitals, or I'm doing something to their genitals. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so that's why I'm all about crystal clarity. Yeah.
Well, I also think they play now is like a fetish, kink, BDSM kind of stuff as well. No?
We use the word play a lot. Like, so play parties. If you hear play parties, that basically means it's, you know, some sort of conscious sex party. Or maybe not conscious. I don't know. I've thrown play parties, but we gender balance. We have an opening, closing circle. We have strict guidelines to make sure it's a safe container. When there are other containers where sexuality can be involved that I don't feel as safe at, you know, sexuality and the things that they're doing there, but the container itself and how they're vetting for the container or creating the container isn't in alignment for me. Yep. If alcohol's involved, that's one thing that, you know,
No.
Yeah, that's a tough one for me. You know, I would definitely, if I was with a partner or something, maybe, but like I wouldn't. Yeah, hosting an event, I wouldn't be able to host an event or be responsible for an event that involved alcohol that was optional for any sort of sexual exploration.
And honestly, I think alcohol, I mean, personally for me, I will not, if I had, I'm not a big drinker. I drink like maybe once a week, maybe never, maybe once a month. But my rule for myself is that if I have had a drink, I will not be intimate, because it limits the conscious connection. You're not 100% there. You know, that's why I think when you go to play parties, it shouldn't be allowed. Alcohol should not be allowed. Completely not allowed. Drugs and alcohol should be only outside, and that's it. Because boundaries can be crossed. Our mind is not fully there.
With someone you already know, with your partner, totally different thing. You know, we're talking about when you really want to be making sound decisions, like, you know, like the first part of your brain the alcohol goes to is your capacity to judge your own right from wrong. You know, like, so yeah, no, I don't drink myself. I'm not anti. I mean, I can relate to people that drink, and I can relate to people that are drinking when they're drinking. You know what I mean? But there are many, you know, I recently had someone over, and once they told me that they had been drinking and I could tell it was more than one, I was like, I'm sorry, you know, we can cuddle, but that's it. That's it. No massage either. Not even, I don't, nope. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Mike says daily texts, voicemails, and at least weekly phone calls. She lives about 3 hours away, and I won't play with alcohol or drugs. I also don't have penis and vaginal intercourse.
Cool. Thank you for filling me in. Yeah, I'm curious about what you do to play, how you do like to play, or but it sounds like you you found somebody and where you live. I know for me, I have a hard time finding people around here to connect with. That's the big reasons I want to move. Yeah. And I have strong, as you know, people probably heard me say it before. When it comes to intercourse or oral sex, I have very strong boundaries and big needs. So there are so many ways to still have pleasure and be orgasmic and be sexual.
Yeah.
What time is it? I know we start a little early.
It's 1:45.
Okay. So if we could just end a little early, that would feel awesome to me.
That's okay.
And I'm gonna be getting out of my house, and
Yay!
I have no cold water coming out of my kitchen sink, and I'm feeling like I'm gonna try to manifest a plumber. Anybody knows anything about plumbing in the Manchester, New Hampshire area? Definitely get in touch. And if you have questions about the events to come up, Clubhouse, if this is your jam too, and you're passionate about this stuff too, please get in touch. We love cross-pollinating, collaborating, sharing with other people. I met a woman recently that is a Christian sex coach, which I was just so excited and delighted. She has a show, an event on Clubhouse called Sexless to Sexified that I participated in this last week. And we're talking about having her on sometime over the next couple of weeks. And I'm thinking potentially, and your feedback matters, guys, thinking for next Friday and Sunday of really dropping into what is sacred sex? What could spirituality and sexuality coming together look like? What is divinity and sexuality, so we'll see what's to come. I'd love to hear from you. And Karezza, how are you going to play today? It's a good way to close out.
I mean, I love to play out in nature. I just had a phenomenal orgasmic experience being in the mountains, so I like to take myself outside, be with the trees, just and another great game, hide and seek. Hiding from your partner and then finding them.
When your partner is blind, it's really fun. I had an ex that did this. We lived in a big house, and when I couldn't hear them, I knew they were hiding somewhere, probably right in plain sight, and I was about to get scared. It was funny, but not.
But it's also important to be conscious when we do play, that we are conscious about, that little leveling up that we can choose to do, about what materials we use in terms of how it affects Mother Earth. Just being that, adding that bit of awareness to what we buy and how we treat the environment that we're in, and how to honor and respect nature and the trees. And, when we play, that we are kind of, we do take that we are conscious of our surroundings as well. And not play to destroy, so
ourselves, the earth, or one another. Yes. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Imperfect Mike, for chiming in
Yes,
with us. Hope to
thank
have you
you.
on Sunday and look forward to hearing more. And again, please do share this out, like, share, subscribe, follow, all that fun stuff. And yeah, I hope everyone has a beautiful, sacred, sexy, playful day.
Yay. And yes, it's the weekend. And check us out on Sunday on Clubhouse in Tantric Awakening at 1 o'clock p.m.
Eastern
Right?
Standard Time.
Eastern time. Yes.
Yeah.
For more play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bring more magic into your life. Yes.
Bye, everyone. Have a fluffy
Ciao.
day. Fluffy, fun, frolicking day.